U.S. officials reacted with shock to revelations in the Atlantic yesterday that top Trump staffers accidentally sent the editor-in-chief war plans through a messaging app. Despite the backlash, President Donald Trump expressed confidence in his national security team today, while Democrats in Congress demanded answers. Tessa Bennett joins us in studio with more on this. Tessa, how has Trump's administration responded to this?
Manisa, Trump said in a phone interview with NBC News today that National Security Advisor Mike Waltz has learned a lesson and is a good man. He also said the presence of the journalist in the group chat had no impact on the military operation.
I made the decision that the technical aspects of this, including what kinds of weapons packages, the attack sequencing, and so on, that's not necessarily in the public interest. What's in the public interest is that they were running a war plan on a messaging app and didn't even know who was invited into the conversation.
Yesterday, it was revealed that members of President Trump's administration coordinated highly sensitive military plans in a group chat on the app Signal on March 15th and mistakenly included a journalist on the message chain. Hours later, airstrikes were launched in Yemen against Houthi militants. The editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, was the journalist included on the confidential plans and broke the story in his publication yesterday.
The first question I had for everyone is this real? I wanted to make sure, obviously before we go public, and say, are you sure that this is not a disinformation campaign run by a foreign state, a non-state actor of some sort, trying to target a journalist for reasons I couldn't explain? And they're like, no, this is apparently a real channel.
He got off the conference call and he informed someone that he was inadvertently included in this call. Now, another person would have not been quite so careful.
Signal is an encrypted app, but it's not considered a secure government channel.
We know that the internet is an extremely porous phenomenon. It's easily hacked. The algorithms are incredibly useful for people who want to cause some kind of mischief. And I think that this may be a lesson if they're prepared to learn it.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth was confronted after arriving at a joint base in Pearl Harbor yesterday and denied the allegations, but the White House confirmed the texts were authentic.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that.
The backlash from Democrats and security advisors was swift. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called for a bipartisan investigation into the incident, calling the breach of national security unacceptable.
If you were up in arms over unsecure emails years ago, you should certainly be outraged by this amateurish behavior.
A number of Democratic senators called for Hegseth to be fired and said it put the American military at risk. Even former Secretary of State and Trump opponent Hillary Clinton responded to the breach, saying in a post online, "You have got to be kidding me."
There's a growing sense of frustration and anger about how the Trump administration is conducting government business.
Today, Trump made his first substantive remarks since the story broke. While he was asked about the leak yesterday, Trump said he was not aware of the incident, but today he had more to say. In a phone interview with NBC News, Trump reportedly said his national security advisor, Mike Waltz, had learned a lesson. He also said the situation was the only glitch in 2 months, and it turned out not to be a serious one.
Sometimes people are hooked in and you don't know they're hooked in. They're hooked into your line and they don't even mean bad by it. But it's not a perfect technology. There is no perfect technology.
Some of his top staffers, including National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, are now facing a line of questioning in relation to the breach. Gabbard claimed no classified information was shared.
So you refuse to acknowledge whether you were on this group chat?
Senator, I'm not going to get into the specifics.
Why are you going to get into the specifics?
Speaking in the White House late in the day today, Trump said the app Signal was the best technology for the moment, but aides would probably not use it going forward.